Why do 90% of your thoughts today look exactly like yesterday's? Why does your mind get caught in the same cycle? Let's explore the real reason behind these mental loops. Here's the truth. Your brain loves routine, even with thoughts. It's wired to follow familiar paths because it feels safe. The more you think something, the easier it is for your mind to return to it, like a path worn into grass. That's why worries and doubts seem to echo. They've become your brain's comfort zone. But you're not stuck. To break the loop, notice when you're repeating yourself. Name the thought. Then, gently shift your focus to something new, something you want to feel or do. Change starts with a single conscious step. Your brain can learn new patterns, one gentle thought at a time. No visual, a person waking up, staring at the ceiling, lost in the same thoughts as yesterday. Narrator. Here's something most people never realize. You do not think new thoughts every day. You think the same thoughts, just in slightly different sentences. Your mind is not creative. It's repetitive. It runs patterns. It follows scripts. It chooses familiarity over possibility. And that is, by design. Your brain is a prediction machine. Its job is not to create new experiences. Its job is to keep you alive by repeating the old ones. So you wake up thinking the same thoughts because your brain believes they are safe. Safe, familiar. Familiar, survivable. Your brain trusts repetition more than it trusts change. Visual, neural circuits glowing, repeating the same pathways. Narrator. 95% of your thoughts come from your subconscious mind, the part of you that runs automatically. It stores memories, it stores trauma, it stores beliefs, it stores fear, it stores habits. And every time you face something uncertain, your subconscious reacts faster than your conscious mind can think. It pulls up old thoughts, old warnings, old stories, old rules, because those thoughts once kept you safe. Your mind loops because your subconscious is replaying the code it was programmed with. And here's the truth. Your mind doesn't repeat what is true. It repeats what is familiar. Do you feel stuck or as if you are reliving the same day repeatedly without many changes? You are not alone. Feeling stuck is something most of us experience at some point, and when it persists, it can lead to feelings of anger, frustration, and even hopelessness. This feeling can be a result of unidentified stress, burnout, lack of new experiences, or even underlying mental health conditions. In this article, we will explore this feeling of stuckness in depth, while also looking at practical strategies that will help you break the loop. Why do you feel stuck in a loop in your life? Lack of new experiences. Most of us like the certainty that comes with having a routine. Having a decent routine can be beneficial as well. However, sometimes, adhering to strict or inflexible routines can prevent us from having new or different experiences. New experiences are essential for our minds to feel stimulated. When daily activities lack variety and new experiences, the brain may interpret the routine as mundane and repetitive. Stress and burnout. Stress is the body's natural response to challenging situations. However, when challenging situations persist for a long time, it can lead to burnout. Burnout is a state where our body feels completely exhausted. When our body and mind are exhausted, we might not have the energy to try anything new or make changes, even if we want to. Thus, constant stress can make our days feel like a loop. Lack of meaning. All of us need a sense of meaning and purpose in life. We are naturally wired to pursue them. Meaning and purpose drive us to overcome challenges and move forward. However, when we lack a sense of meaning or clear goals, our days may seem mundane. The absence of clear goals or a sense of accomplishment can give us a feeling of living in the same loop every day. Resistance to change. As mentioned before, all of us like certainty. Sometimes, this need for certainty can leave us stuck in our comfort zone. Being stuck in our comfort zone could also lead us to fear or resist any challenges that can arise as a result of change. The more we resist change, the more our lives are likely to remain the same. Underlying mental health conditions. Sometimes the feeling of being stuck in life can arise from underlying mental health conditions, such as depression or anxiety. This is because depression causes anhedonia, or a lack of pleasure, while anxiety is associated with a fear of uncertainty. Thus, both depression and anxiety can contribute to the feeling of being in a loop. Music deepens, psychological and intense. Narrator. Your brain is not trying to torture you, it's trying to protect you. If you constantly think, I'm not good enough. Your brain thinks it's warning you to avoid rejection. If you think, what if everything goes wrong? Your brain thinks it's preparing you for danger. If you think, nothing will change, your brain thinks it's preventing you from disappointment. The mind loop is a survival strategy, disguised as self-doubt. It's primitive, it's emotional, it's instinctive, it's not logical. Visual, the same thoughts circling like a glowing ring. Narrator, thoughts trigger emotions, emotions trigger more thoughts, thoughts trigger beliefs, beliefs trigger actions, actions reinforce the same life, which creates the same thoughts again. This is the loop. You think what you feel what you believe what you repeat what you experience what your actions create, and your actions follow your thoughts. This is why days feel the same. This is why change feels impossible. This is why you're stuck. You're not trapped in life. You're trapped in a mental loop your brain doesn't know how to escape. Ever notice how your mind loves to ride the same thought carousel over and over? You're not alone. Our brains are actually wired to create these mental loops. Think of your brain as a super efficient pattern-making machine. Just like it learns to tie shoelaces or ride a bike, it also creates well-worn paths for thoughts. These neural highways help us solve problems and learn from experiences. Pretty amazing, right? But sometimes, these thought patterns can turn into a bit of a rush-hour traffic jam. Your brain, trying to be helpful, keeps circling back to the same ideas, looking for solutions or preparing for what's ahead. It's like having a DJ that keeps playing your least favorite song on repeat. The good news? Understanding how these thought patterns work is your first step toward becoming the conductor of your mental orchestra. Ready to peek behind the curtain and discover what makes your mind tick? Here's something amazing. Your brain is like a living, breathing city that's constantly building new roads and pathways. This remarkable ability is called neuroplasticity, and it's your superpower for breaking free from overthinking loops. Think of your thought patterns like well-worn hiking trails in your mind. The more you trek down these paths, the deeper they become. But here's the exciting part. When you consciously choose a different route, you're actually creating new neural pathways. It's like blazing a fresh trail through uncharted territory. Pattern interruption works by redirecting your brain's neural traffic down these new routes. Every time you catch yourself overthinking and consciously shift your attention, you're strengthening these alternative pathways. It's not about forcing your brain to stop. It's about giving it new, more helpful directions to explore. Soft pulse, visual, 3 abstract circles rotating. Narrator. There are 3 psychological forces that keep your thoughts repeating. 1. Familiarity. Your brain trusts what it knows. 2. Fear. Your brain avoids uncertainty. 3. Identity. Your brain protects who you believe you are. These forces create a closed system, a self-reinforcing cycle, a loop, because if your thoughts define your identity, and your identity defines your decisions, and your decisions define your life, then your life will always mirror your thoughts, unless you interrupt the loop. Music shifts, hopeful, rising. Narrator. Your brain constantly rewires itself. Every thought you choose is a vote for the person you become. If you want to break the loop, you don't fight your thoughts. You replace them, not with fake positivity, not with empty affirmations, but with conscious awareness. The moment you notice a repeating thought, you interrupt its power. Awareness is the first crack in the loop. A single moment of, why am I thinking this again, creates a new pathway in your mind. And every new pathway is a step out of the loop. Narrator. Instead of letting your brain pull old thoughts, you feed it new ones, not dramatic ones, not unrealistic ones, just intentional ones. I choose a different thought. I'm safe even in uncertainty. I'm allowed to outgrow old beliefs. I'm rewriting my mental patterns. Every time you choose a slightly better thought, you break the loop. Not instantly, not magically, but gradually. Your brain adapts. It rewires. It evolves. You become the thinker, not the thought. The freedom you never knew existed. Cinematic crescendo, light cutting through darkness. Narrator. Imagine waking up and feeling new thoughts waiting for you. Thoughts filled with possibility. Thoughts filled with confidence. Thoughts filled with clarity. Imagine a mind that no longer loops the same old fears, that no longer plays the same old stories, that no longer drags yesterday into today, that life is possible, that life is real, that life begins the moment you take back control of the thoughts you repeat. Because your mind is not a prison, it's a pattern, and patterns can be rewritten. You can break the loop, you can reset the code, you can think new thoughts, and build a new life. This is Mind Scripted, where your mind learns how to free itself.